Damn, son. I did not have this on my 2023 bingo cards. I've never seen anything like this in my entire decades in poker. I've heard about this stuff happening. I've heard about super users in online poker, but this is I mean I've on GG Poker, which is the biggest site in the world. I'm gonna dig into it. This is absolutely breaking news. This is a user called MoneyTaker69. Nice. Is alleging to be super using, mean he can see other people's cards on the site, and when you look at it, other people have already weighed in, like Phil Galfon's already said wow, yeah, Joe Ingram's in, a bunch of other big names have already been speaking about this. When you look at it, it's pretty damning. Now, he's been playing 53% VPIP, and I know there's a lot of 53% VPIP players out there being like, what's wrong with that? I feel you, man, I feel you. But this is it's not going to be making that much money in the long run. I'll tell you that for free. He's been playing 9,000 hands and has been winning at 90 BB per 100. This is absolutely bananas. Somebody's run the maths on it and they say the chance of this happening is near zero. I'm not a statistician. It's very important that as a poker world, we don't just point the finger and say which, burn them at the stake. We have to look into this, see if there's more information that's going to come out before we jump to any strong conclusions. And I'm sure Gigi is going to be on this. They have hundreds of people working for them. They really take this stuff seriously. So this player has been playing, winning 90 BB per 100. He also binked a tournament for almost $50,000, and that's a big field tournament, $150 tournament. And so I can't comment too much on this. Apparently, the chances of this happening, like even if he gets super lucky, he could only be losing 10 buy-ins over the whole time, and he won 77 buy-ins. Again, I'm not a statistician. I think it's going to be more nuanced than this. In my opinion, it depends on how he plays, but what I really can comment on with a lot of authority, and we have some of the hands that he's played here. So I'm going to run you through a couple of these, the most damning ones. And Jack Deuce off, I'll tell you this now, is the new Jack 4 off. Robbie, get out of here. So we have Jack Deuce off. We defend the big blind versus the button open. The button open. And we lead on ace queen 7, no backdoor flush draw, and we call a raise. This is true Jack 4 off style. And now we lead on the 6th turn and we call a shove with Jack Deuce high, and we're good until the river comes out. So the theory is that we can see the opponent's cards, but we don't know what the river's going to be. That's the theory of MoneyTaker69. There's another one here that I won't go through too much. We have 8-5 off and make a huge hero call on 100 now for $100 when the flush comes in. Not crazy. This one's wild. We limp mid-position, we being MoneyTaker69 from his perspective. King 9 off isolates, very standard stuff. King 9 off c-bets, and he, on the ace jack 4, no heart. King 9 of hearts, that is. And MoneyTaker sees this as a great opportunity to play the min-raise strategy. Not the worst play in the world. Carrel playing the exact opposite of super using. Just plays the worst poker possible in this spot. Calls somehow. MoneyTaker goes with a small bet on the turn to picking up a gut shot. Not crazy. And this is where the bananas thing happens. He bets a third on the river. Don't know if he's bluffing. Don't know if he's value betting. And Carrel goes for the shove, and he calls an extra 40 big blinds with 6 pair, under pair to the board. Very, very wild stuff. The flush also came in on the river. Carrel really going for it there, respect to that. Here's one last one, an excerpt from his tournament that he won. He just peels ace-9 off, small blind versus cutoff. This is a huge field, by the way. He won this thing with thousands of people, I assume. Leads pot on jack 4-3 and calls a shove. Looks like he didn't even use his time bank to make that decision as well. And he's good again. And here's the thing. If he's cheating, that means that he can see his opponent's cards. If he's not cheating, here's what you'd expect to see. You'd expect to see that he's played like this, and there's been a bunch of times where it's just gone wrong. And it seems as though that hasn't been the case. Over 9,000 hands, if he's won that many BB per hundreds, which is beyond using RTA, which is like a computer-generated help or AI help, is beyond any of that. There's no GTO solver that will be able to win 19 BB per hundred. There's no human that can. Is this a 1 in a million event? Yeah, you know, where he's just played absolutely bananas and somehow every single time or almost every single time it's just gone his way? Or is this what it looks like, where this is a super user, money taker 69, managing to take the money off a lot of people? Incidentally, the person does mention that there is a hacker group called Money Taker. Don't know if that's a coincidence, don't know if it's not, just another data point to take into consideration. This is pretty huge for poker. If this is happening on GG, could it be happening on a less regulated site with less security? Well, that's a really, really big thing to be thinking about. We'd like to have thought that this is only stuff that happened a decade ago and sites are on top of this. But I know that GG won't be doing this intentionally. There's no incentive for them to be doing it. GG is making way too much money to allow something like this to happen intentionally. But the really scary thing is, and I'll tell you the really, really scary thing is, that if this person's getting away with it for a month and he's playing like an absolute buffoon, think about what an intelligent hacker or an intelligent super user would be doing. They might just be grinding a 5 to 10 BB per 100 win rate pretty consistently for many, many years and not doing anything out of the ordinary because they know that that will look suspicious, calling when behind or bluffing when they know the opponent has the nuts at the right time, but making sure that they're consistently winning. It is a really scary thing to be thinking about, and if this is the case, maybe the good news is that, you know, there's money taker by doing it so stupidly would be highlighting something that other people have been doing for a very long time. But it really is something that you have to be paying close attention to now if you're playing in online poker. And there's not really anything we can do about it apart from just play on the site that we think might have the best security, which up until this point I would have said is GG, and maybe still is GG. But yeah, this is pretty huge for online poker. So all I can say is be careful out there, be discerning, and try not to let the drama of the poker world bring you down on an emotional level, you know. On a personal level, I'm in Bali and living my life. You can come check out on my Instagram if you want to see that. And I've just actually relaunched Elite University, so good timing for that. I've got a ton of content that I'm putting out. I haven't got my setup right yet, hence the audio being weird and things like this. But yeah, there's a lot happening on my end. So all the love to you beautiful people. I'll see you soon. Peace.